Oh, Callum Lang will get the headlines, but by goodness, Matt Ritchie at the age of 35, he can still go. Welcome back to our Pompey Walk. We're talking about that Coventry result and just how much has Lang's price tag now gone up for January after those goals against the Sky Blues. And we can predict the league now, who's going to finish top and bottom, given that Pompey have now played every single team. We've got Jake, Sasha and Sam back, and we're going to jump straight into it. But before we do, I want to say a massive, massive thank you to anyone who's liked and subscribed any of our 22 previous videos. We are so grateful. It's so hard to start Pompey content when there's already so many great Pompey podcasts out there. So thank you so much. If you haven't yet done so, it means the world to us. Drop us a subscribe. Right, Jake. 4-1. Can you have you pinched yourself yet at that result?
I couldn't believe it. I mean, especially when we went 1-0 down after like 2 minutes, I thought it's going to be Derby all over again. We're just going to get battered. And then same player went through. Bessette went through again. Luckily, Schmidt made the save. And then after that, we just dominated. Second half, especially, first 25 minutes of the second half, I don't think Coventry got in our half. We just camped out in their half. It was brilliant. The best I've seen us play in a long, long time.
Absolutely, yeah. And Sam, you won on Sky. That never happens either, does it?
No, I had to get up 5:30 for us to watch that. So it was definitely worth getting up for. And I promise I'd say this: we are definitely in a winter wonderland.
Yay! Very good. I've got to say, folks, as well. I mean, I've managed to watch most of it, but Fratton Park sounded amazing. Coming through the TV. There's so many ground, Sasha, at the moment that are so dull, and they score a goal, and that's the only noise you hear. But Fratton Park must be the only ground of the 24 where the atmosphere just sounds amazing, from start to finish, regardless of what's going on. Is it like that when you're there? It's a stupid question, but
no, honestly, it's incredible. I've done a lot of ground hopping. I've been home and away, League Two, League One, Championship, and honestly, there's no place like Fratton Park. Even before we scored our first goal, everyone was just constantly at it, just trying to push us. And as soon as we got the first one, it just kept rolling on from there. Brilliant.
Absolutely. I'll stay with you, Sasha, if that's okay, for this first tweet. It's our friend Phil, of course, who's not here this week. He said, just what we needed, great effort and application. Lang obviously deserves applaudis, but big shout out to Matt Ritchie, 35 years old, 500 games in, and he's still going strong. He had an immense game, didn't he, Sasha?
Oh, he was brilliant. Just watching him off the ball as well, you can hear him screaming, commanding the players around him on what to do, organising the press, running his legs off. You couldn't tell he was 35. He's honestly brilliant, and he's so underrated. Since his Burnley mistake, he's come back and turned it all around. He's been brilliant.
We should give credit, I think, Jake, to Mousinho as well, because, and credit to you guys, when people are calling for his heads and saying he should go, you stuck by him and said, no, absolutely not. He's the man, and he's proving you right, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, and the players as well. Talking about Matt Ritchie, he came into quite a lot of criticism when he first came back. A lot of people were saying, his legs are gone, he's not good enough. But Mousinho sort of took him out of the team, a couple of games, brought him back in at the right time, and both of them, both the manager and the player, I think deserve great credit for that.
Staying with you, Jake, we talked about McIntyre last week and in needing. People are saying he looked a lot better without him. Do you agree with that?
I mean, it might just be a similar thing to what we've done with other players. He might just need a few games just to reset and then come back in the new year, hopefully a better player. Obviously, it's not ideal if you're a centre-half and you're sat there watching Marlon Pack, who's a centre-mid, play ahead of you. It doesn't show that the manager's got a massive amount of faith in him. And Riley Towler, who played Saturday as well, actually, I thought he had a really good game. Bit of a shaky start, but then grew into it. There's talk of him going in January. So, I mean, we're obviously going to strengthen there in January, get a couple of centre-halves in. I can't see McIntyre getting back in, to be honest, unless injuries occur.
Yeah, you called for it. I mean, if you've just joined us, by the way, please drop us a subscribe. We'd love to get to 100 subscribers before the end of New Year. That would make our Christmas. Sam, this one says Lang, Ritchie, Bishop, Schmidt, all class 2, good signings at the back, and we are there. would you agree with that you are just short of those that we've talked about before on here? Just those couple of players at the back, and you're actually a decent mid-table side.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Definitely, couple of reinforcements at the back, and yeah, we're definitely there. Shout out to Potts as well. I thought Potts played really good in the game, and yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Another centre half and a couple of reinforcements, and yeah, I think would be climbing up the table.
Okay. Sasha, the problem with Lang's 4 goals, of course, is now he's putting himself in the shop window, not just for the top end of the Championship, but also the bottom end of the Premier League. I mean, he's an Everton fan, so I like him a lot. But how much is he worth, do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to put a price tag on him. I couldn't put a number on him. He's really valuable to us, even if he's only 2, 3, 4 million. I don't think we should sell him for any sort of money this window. Since the start of this season, he's been at it, scoring goals, our top goal scorer, 3rd top goal scorer in the league. When you're in a position that we're in, no matter what money comes in, you can't get rid of him.
I'd say at least 10.
Jake, do you agree with that? Do you agree with Sasha, or would you sell him and if it means you're getting an extra couple of players in?
No, I think we spoke about it on a previous pod about how valuable he is, and he's almost vital to us staying up, I think. And yeah, I completely agree with Sasha. I wouldn't, no matter what the price is, I wouldn't get rid of him. Not this window, maybe in the summer, but yeah, definitely not in this window.
Okay. Have you looked at the table then? I'm sure following this weekend, all of you must be liking the looks of that, Sam, compared to a month ago.
Yeah, it looks great. And what actually is looking great as well is that the teams around us are not doing very well, and we seem to be getting the best results around that part of the league. So yeah, it's definitely looking a lot brighter than what it was. And I think we even spoke about a month ago, maybe a month and a half. We said Mousinho needs to get this sorted by Christmas, and it looks like he has. And full credit to him. I was probably his biggest critic on here. And full credit to him, he's got it sorted. So hopefully we can get some signings in January and move up that table.
Absolutely. And if you have a look above you as well, there's I think we counted 12 teams that are in that relegation discussion, all the way up to Norwich, who are only sort of 8 points above the drop. So not only have you leaving some behind, but you're bringing more teams into the conversation. So it's going to be a really fascinating end to the season. Of course, we'll be with you all the way. With that in mind, now you've played nearly every single team, Sasha. So we want to know from you who's the best team you've played so far. Not who you think's going up, but who's the best side that you just couldn't cope with. And Jake, I mean, it could be Stoke based on how you played, but Jake, we'll come to you for the worst side that you've played that you confidently think are going down. Sasha?
I think the best teams we've played, footballing wise, are probably Sunderland or West Brom. They were really good, and when we played them, you could tell the step up was huge. So yeah, I'll go for them too.
Brilliant. Jake?
I'd go Coventry, but I think they'll be safe. But I was actually really surprised how poor they were at the weekend. And Preston, I thought Preston were really poor when we played against them. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them go down in the season.
Okay. Finally, Sam, your away trips have been very dodgy recently. We've already mentioned Stoke, Derby. Of course, you've got a couple of away trips coming up now. What fundamentally needs to change, especially in the first 25 minutes of those games, so that you don't end up on these stupid scorelines?
Yeah, me and my dad were discussing it. We just seem to go gung-ho in the first 20 to 25 minutes. So I think we just need to get in, settle down, especially on those away games, settle down, get a few touches of the ball, and then look to progress in the game afterwards, not trying to go for the jugular right at the start. I think just getting in, settling down, and then looking to play our football after the first 20 minutes, I think would be a good. And if we get a point at Watford, I'd be very happy.
Listen, enjoy your trips this Christmas. It's been a joy talking to you. Like I've mentioned before, you're the most positive set of fans we speak to on here. Can we also say thank you to you for all your support and all your love? Please, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. You may have watched us every single week, but haven't pressed that button yet. please do so. Have a lovely Christmas, all of you. We'll see you in 7 days' time when we'll, of course, going to be reviewing 2024 for Pompey, the ups and the downs of it. So join us for that. Have a very Merry Christmas, all of you, and we'll see you in 7 days' time. Have a good